Welcome back to another episode of Dress Better, Live Better. Today I'm joined by Sabah, better known as Suzie Starbow, a music journalist, artist and DJ who's built a career blending bold fashion with her love for 90s and noughties music. She's the founder of Gin and Juice TV, has interviewed top artists at the ARIAs red carpet and dropped her debut single, Bombs Away. Sabah's journey is all about self-expression, from reclaiming her birth name to embracing her punk rock Barbie aesthetic. Today we'll dive into how fashion and music have shaped her identity and why dressing boldly is an act of empowerment. Sabah, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
No worries. I feel like your whole aesthetic resonates with the show.
Yeah.
Your style is very personal to you and you know your aesthetic. And we see anyone dressed in Sydney like you, so I thought you'd be perfect for the show.
Thank
and
you.
I'm glad you're here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I would love to do like an outfit check.
Yes.
Like, what inspired your outfit?
Definitely the 90s, definitely Brat Stoles, Punk Rock Barbie. So I like to call myself a Punk Rock Barbie, and super inspired by 1950s Playboy, just the 90s in general and all of that. And then I like to mesh that with my Barbie aesthetic as well. So I'm so girly, pink's my favorite color, and I feel like I'm like the first of my kind mixing punk and Barbie together. I love Good Charlotte and I love Nicki Minaj, so it's kind of two solar opposite genres of music as well.
Make it work so well.
And then I just blend it and then it's me.
Even like the accessories are on point, the hat, the shoes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the shoes.
Yes, the shoes. Love a little bit of fur, you know, boots with the fur. And then, I don't know, I kind of liked this hat, so I put them together. Got a little bit inspired by Saweetie. I love Saweetie, and she did an interview and she was wearing this oversized hat, and I loved it so much, and it reminded me of Pamela Anderson, where she wore that oversized hat in the denim in, I think it was the MTV Music Awards don't quote me, like 1997 or something. Iconic look with Tommy Lee, and then got a little set of my own.
I love all the details, like the bracelet, even the little bit of the...
I was in Hawaii and I got a shell necklace, and then I kind of snapped it apart, broke it apart, and put some pink beads in there, made my own little waist bead.
Nice. And then of course the necklace, the tooth gems as well. So cool.
Thank you.
And the nails.
Well, these nails are actually not as crazy as normal.
Okay.
So they're normally a lot longer, lot full on, but
that's cool.
You know, it's good to have a little bit of a break.
The outfit's approved by me. It's amazing head to toe, and I love all the personal touches, the belly chain, the belt, the shoes matching with the hat, and the necklaces and the bracelets.
Yeah, the spider web lace on the jeans.
Yeah, I mean the details are crazy. So
thank you.
Yeah, let's get into the questions now.
All right.
So returning to your birth name, Sabah, is such a powerful statement. What led to this decision, and how did it change the way you see yourself?
So, random story, but I was with a random girl that I met in Atlanta, and she just came up to me and held my hands, and she said, Jesus has a message for you. And she said, and I'm not making this up, she literally said something about your name, and I said, my name? I was like, what are you talking about, Suzie? She goes, your name. No, it's not that. And I said, oh my God. And she's like, what? And I said, I actually had my name changed. And she was like, what was it before? And I said, Sabah. She's like, that's it. And I was like, what? Dude, I literally like went up to my room, said my name in the mirror, like to myself, and I don't know, I kind of just thought, oh my God, like I literally forgot about it my whole life. And then I just thought, nah, like F society, I'm gonna just go back to my birth name. That's it.
I like that. And how long?
That was in 2022.
Pretty recent then.
Yeah. So I only changed it in like 2023, and legally.
You're very religious, or?
I would say spiritual? I'm religious and spiritual. It was just crazy how she said that, because random.
It is crazy, I'll be honest. I think names are very important. Like names are special to us. Each person has a different name and each person is different as well.
Yeah.
So I think a name just has that power.
For sure.
Changing your name back to that, I think is a powerful step.
Yeah, legally on the birth certificate too, so.
So let's talk about your style now. So your style blends punk, Barbie and Bratz influences. How did you develop this aesthetic? Because it's very unique. And what about these elements speaks to you the most?
All of them equally, and music. So for me, it was definitely the music that inspired it, music that I listened to growing up. I grew up with a lot of punk rock, metal, grunge, all that. And then in 2010, I discovered Nicki Minaj. But also when I was younger than that, when I was really, really young, I always loved Barbie. And to this day, I love Barbie and I loved her outfits. And then in the 2000s, when Bratz came out, I loved their outfits. And I just loved how it was so full on. And then it just complemented music. And then I blended my two loves together and made my own.
I love that. So unique. Three really different kind of styles, and you made it your own.
Yeah.
So you took a little bit from each and then made it your own.
Yeah, for sure.
So you've been open about facing bullying for your unique style. Was there a moment where you fully embraced your individuality despite the criticism?
I always embraced it, and ever since I was young, just growing up, like I said, I listened to a lot of rock, metal. I used to be really, like, my style was so different. It was really dark before, and then
Like fully gone?
I'm talking about when I was like 14
Okay.
and stuff. And then
the emo phase on that?
yeah, definitely an emo phase. So I had a mad emo phase, but even then I still wore a lot of pinks as well. I just always embraced it, and I just still got criticized, but I never changed. I never changed, because I went to a full Arab school and I was the only emo. So for me, it was, my name was different, even though they were Arabs, like a lot of them themselves, my name was different. My style was different because I was super punk and emo. So yeah, I got bullied, but I just never conformed. I just still beat me.
That's important. I mean, I was bullied a lot in school as well, so
Yeah.
I can relate. These kids are very harsh.
Yeah, for sure.
They kind of make you forced to be them like them, so it's like very
Yeah.
conformist. People that are different, I wish they weren't bullied, because then they wouldn't try to be like everyone else. And
Yeah.
they would focus more to be like themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Just individual style. And why would you want to be the same as everyone?
Yeah.
Just be different.
I mean, kids these days.
Yeah.
It's never changed since I was a kid in high school, I've always in primary school. I've always been bullied my whole life. Some to do with my Indian upbringing.
Okay,
And
yeah.
myself as an Indian, and as a brown-skinned man. Even
Yeah.
where I went to school at East Hills Boys, there was a lot of Asians, a lot of Lebanese. But we still got bullied because that's just how kids are, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy. What were you bullied about, mostly? Just
Well, I didn't dress like this back in the day. I
Yeah.
dressed like a normal Indian kid, so my style was very terrible. I was very tall and I didn't play sports, so people bullied me for that. And then I started modeling and they bullied me for that as well. I didn't know why they bullied me for that. But then they bullied me for being Indian as well, and I can't really change that. So I don't know why they would bully me for that. And then I kind of started just calling myself that. I didn't really focus on being Indian too much. So I think that was a really big downside of all of that, because I know a lot of Indian kids are bullied and then they wish they weren't Indian. Like a lot of people message me on my Instagram, they're like, I wish I wasn't Indian, I wish I wasn't this, I wish I wasn't that. And I had to see these messages from these kids and make sure it's like,
no, it is.
I think in Australia there's a really big stereotype and there's a lot of race towards us.
Yeah, I think so. But even like me, like with the name thing, it was because of just the name being so Arabic. But they used to call me Sabah Hussein, and it was during the Twin Towers when that thing went down.
Yeah.
And I was like hating.
That's really rude.
I was, yeah.
So
but look,
rude.
it's like it's fucked, but it's a bit funny now. How did they even think about that? Anyway, just then there was like other non-Arab kids just calling me terrorist, just because I was Lebanese. My name was Sabah. They were like Sabah Hussein. So that's why I changed it. I started getting bullied when I was 8, and when I was 12, I legally changed it to Suzie.
That's really horrible. I wish you could go through that.
But I was Suzie, even in school, before I legally changed it, we made the school change it to Suzie. Yeah.
You told like the teachers this was happening? Or?
Yeah, no one cared. And so with my name Suzie, my parents let me pick whatever name I wanted.
How does your personal style empower you in your daily life?
It reminds me of who I am, and it reminds me to just keep being myself. It's empowering.
I think it's your superpower, you know? Clothes, I feel like, represent who we are and our personality. But in Australia, people don't really do that. They don't show their personality to their clothes. They rather hide behind them instead.
Yeah,
but I feel like
sure.
you know what your style is, so you wear that every day. Even when you're DJing or whatever, you still dress really nice.
Like that.
Yeah.
And it says in my Instagram bio, I'm a movie character.
Yeah.
So I like to say in costume.
I love that. So if you could describe your fashion philosophy in one sentence, what would it be?
I would say the first ever punk rock Barbie that ever lived.
That's cool. You said fashion helped you regain confidence. Can you share one single moment when what you wore made you feel truly powerful?
I like it when I make my own clothes and then I wear it. And I think I'm going to say the ARIA Awards, because I make my outfit every year, and I actually brought with me one of the outfits, my favorite one, so we can see it later. All of the outfits that I make always make me feel empowered, because
It's one of one, basically.
Yeah.
It's what you envisioned in your mind and you brought it to life. So that's powerful.
For sure.
I mean, styling yourself is powerful. Like, I styled this outfit, but I didn't make any of it.
Yeah.
I just put it together. But when you make something, then I feel like you're putting that energy into the world. It's nice.
Yeah, I like it.
So many people struggle with self-doubt when experimenting with fashion. I know in Australia that's a big problem.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone afraid to step outside their comfort zone?
I think just do it. One time, I used to work at General Pants when I was about 16.
Yep.
And I'm going to give an example. I used to think that you could never mix leopard print with red tartan. right? Like they're just two bold fabrics. You wouldn't think to just put them together. And one day I saw a girl that I worked with and she wore a leopard print shirt, but she had some tarts, like red tartan. She threw like a red tartan jacket or something on top of it. I don't know what it was. I don't remember, but I remember seeing her with those two prints thinking, oh my God. Like I thought she looked so cool because it was so different and I never saw two crazy prints together. It just made me think anything goes. If you can make it work, you can make it work, because see all those memes about Rihanna? She does it too.
She does, yeah. There's not really any rules when it comes to fashion, and you can try different things. When you don't try it, you don't know. Once you try it, then you can know for sure if it works or not. But I would say always try to step outside the comfort zone just by doing things that are a bit different, and give yourself time each week to step outside that style, to evolve your style basically.
But make it your own.
Yeah, make it your own.
I don't like a copycat. I feel like just make yours your own, because even me, right, I love Nicki Minaj. I love her. I'm definitely inspired by her and influenced by her, but I don't mimic her look. I kind of made it my own.
Yeah. Nice. How do you think music and fashion intertwine when it comes to self-expression?
I think they go hand in hand. And as I was saying before, for me personally, my sense of fashion came from music and it evolves from there. Yeah, I think it goes perfect.
I think the music and fashion industry are very interlinked. When you see an artist, for example, like The Weeknd, he just dropped his new album. Each time he has an album, he changes his whole aesthetic to match that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And he knows what his aesthetic is. And a lot of artists usually have a stylist to help them find that aesthetic. And I just think that the music and fashion industry are just very closely linked, and it's always cool to see what an artist is wearing, because like, you know, you've dropped a single as well, so you know how important that link is. Have you ever felt pressure to change your style to fit into the music industry?
Never. I made my own lane.
So do you think a lot of artists in Australia or Sydney, do they know their style well, and do you think they represent that aesthetic in the music, or do you think it's not?
I think some of them do for sure. Australia and Western Sydney in particular has its own style. Actually, when I'm overseas, I know this sounds crazy, but even though I'm super extra, sometimes I miss seeing TNs and a dry-fit hat and Nike, a big Nike tick, and that's just because I'm from Yagoona, Bankstown. Western Sydney, Bankstown, it's got a look, and it's just your black Nike and your TNs. I think if we're talking about Australian hip-hop, they are kind of themselves, because that is them. I think everyone else does, even in the rock scene, Australian rock scene, it's just really chill Australian, like just Converse, Vans.
Laid-back culture. No?
But I feel like Australia does, it just keeps it its own.
I'm from Bankstown as well, so I know the aesthetic out here is pretty crazy. But it's good to have that kind of esche, like lad kind of look for Western Sydney, because that's where they're from. So that's what they're trying to show through their music. But I think it's hard for them to look unique.
I know what you mean.
They can't really show it off. Like they can't really show their personal style. And so they have to kind of mold into this already established aesthetic of esche, lad, or whatever you want to call it. Launching Gin and Juice TV was a huge step in your career. What was the biggest challenge you faced in making it a success?
Just starting it. Since I was about 3 years old, since I was a baby, I always knew music was what I wanted to do, and I always knew I wanted to be an artist and a TV personality. So I was super inspired by TRL, MTV from the 90s and early 2000s, Lala Anthony, all of that. And then I started working for MTV and Universal Music, and I actually was writing all the interview questions. I was shooting all the content. I was pretty much doing what I was doing but off camera, and I wanted to be on camera. But at the time, without going just too deep into it, but at the time they told me that my look wasn't suited for the camera, because I wanted the more typical Australian look with the Caucasian skin. And but it was cool. Like at the end of the day, I was super accepting of it, just because I've been bullied about it since I was younger, so it was okay. So my manager, he told me, when you finish university, so I was doing a double degree in uni with music and media communication journalism. So like I said, I've always known what I wanted to do. And so he told me, when you finish uni, you should just start your own channel. And I was like, no, but I just want to work for MTV and be the journalist there. But he kind of was like, it's not really going to happen. And plus, you're already doing everything. Just own it. Like, you're the boss here anyway. So then, I just started.
I think they missed out on a huge opportunity.
Look, let's be real. MTV now, it's not like it was. So even if I wasn't going to be my envision anyway. So, but it's super chill. You know, I started something and it's my baby and I'm super proud of it.
I think everything happens for a reason. So I think they basically denied you so you could have your own platform. And I saw a video recently of the NEMS interview.
Oh yeah?
So how did you get that connection?
Just Warner Music hooked it up for me.
Nice.
So shout out to Warner. But yeah, like I said, I've been doing this for a really long time, so I built my connections.
With artists like NEMS, do you ever find it like you're a bit scared to interview them or anxious at all?
I get nervous before every interview, but even if it's just like the up and coming artists too, just because I care about my work so much. But I feel like with all the artists I've interviewed, I've been super, super chill. The only artist that I know for sure that I will freak out would definitely be Nikki. If I ever meet her, I'll probably die. I'll cry. I wouldn't even know what to do. I'll be shook. But other than Nikki, everyone, I'm chill.
I think I'll get a mind blank if I met like A$AP Rocky or Cardi or something like that. Even Kanye, I think I'll get a mind blank.
Kanye would be lit. For me, maybe Nicki, Good Charlotte. I've met them before, but I still get a bit starstruck. Yeah, that's probably it.
So you've interviewed some of the biggest artists at the ARIAs. Was there a conversation that stood out as particularly special or unforgettable?
I've done that for the 3rd year in a row. I like when I interview some of the ABC people because that's a bit nostalgic for when you're a kid. Bluey on the red carpet, that was cool. One of the biggest people I've interviewed would be Danny Elfman. I'm obsessed with The Simpsons, but he's the Simpsons theme song creator and he's worked with Tim Burton. I met him in Vegas backstage at the Sig New World Festival, and then Saweetie would be our Rolling Loud California. Was
there anything that they said particularly that resonated?
You know what? Saweetie, I'll tell you. When I interviewed her, I was in the end, I was like, hey, can you shout out Gina Juice TV? But she shouted me out. And I'm telling you, this girl, like, I will never, ever, 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 ever forget this shout out. She said, shout out to this hustling girl right here. I literally just met her and she asked me to do this, this, this. And I said, absolutely. Because I respect a boss ass bitch. Now go get your hustle on. You're never, ever wrong. It's Suzie Star, baby. That's what she said. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's so
She's
cool.
literally telling me, because how it happened was I'm just there going, hey, she liked me because of my nails. I had these really long Hello Kitty nails and I took a Polaroid of her and that's how we met. I was like, hey, can I take a photo of you? And she was like, sure. And she had a Hello Kitty blanket and I love Hello Kitty. My nails were Hello Kitty. And then she said, I like your nails. And I go, thanks. And then I said, can I take another one? She's like, you want to come back to my trailer? And I'm like, what the fuck? So Weedy said that to me and I was like, yes. So then we went back to a trailer, took more photos. Long story short, we got an interview in and took a shot, getting lit with Saweetie.
That's cool.
Yeah, sick bitch.
It all started from a Polaroid.
All started from my nails. Because she was like, oh my God, your nails. And my nails were like up to here. They were, when I tell you these are simple as fuck, when I show you the other nails, you would have freaked out. They had everything, junket,
all the details, stuff
on it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely special. So how do you approach starting yourself for big industry events like the ARIAs? Do you prioritize statement pieces, comfort, or
definitely statement. For the ARIAs, like I said, I actually make my own outfit. And again, like I said before, I'm heavily influenced by the 90s. So I love denim and I just look at older looks on the red carpet. They use a lot of corsets. So the 3 years in a row, I've worn a corset actually. And yeah, I've literally recreated the whole outfits. Like I'll sew bits together and I'll just make it my own.
And as a DJ, does your performance wardrobe differ from your everyday style? What would you feel most confident on stage? You just played a Be Young, right?
Yeah. There's two personas here. We got Sabah, which is my music, and we have Suzie Starbow. And I feel like Suzie Star is my alter ego. So that one's a little bit more on the sexy side. That one isn't afraid to show a little bit of skin, but my Sabah demeanor is definitely more on the darker side, so more of the punk rock. But both of them are Barbie. One's just like a little bit more sultry, and the other one's more punk.
Toned down.
Yeah.
Oh, and how was the Be Young show? It was just on Sunday, right?
Yeah, it was super lit. It was crazy. Shout out to Premier Touring because that was my first DJ set where I was actually DJing for an artist. So that was definitely one for the books.
Wow, great.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, that was really dope.
That's Be Young's first time in Australia as well. So that's a big tour, basically.
Yeah, for sure. So it was so good DJing at that.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
The crowd was lit.
So you balance multiple creative roles, music journalist, artist, and DJ. Does your style shift depending on what you're doing that day? Or?
Yeah, it does switch. I just have two, they're very similar, but two looks. One's a little bit more for the nighttime and one's more the day-to-day. This is probably like a day look.
Now going into your cultural identity.
Yeah.
Your Lebanese background is an important part of who you are. Do you incorporate cultural elements into your style?
Yeah, so my necklace, I have another one that had my name, but so these two I alternate between. This is Mary, and it's gold from Lebanon, and I've had it since I was 16. My mom got it for me. Same as my earrings, they're from Lebanon, and I have a bracelet here, this bangle here, it's from Lebanon, and I've had this since I was 10. So I've never taken any of it off since I was young.
It's obviously very important to you, Wada.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
For sure.
And growing up in Australia, did you ever struggle with balancing your cultural identity with Western fashion trends?
My culture didn't play a big part of who I was growing up. Music definitely shaped me, for real. If I'm being honest, music is what kind of influenced my fashion sense.
And made you feel confident?
Yeah, I think so. But in terms of the cultural aspect, I love gold, and that's definitely a cultural thing. And just gold jewelry, that's probably the one thing that I incorporate with my culture and my fashion.
If you could go back and give teenage Sabah one piece of style advice, what would it be?
Don't change anything. So this is a fun fact, but how I got my name Suzie Starbow was because when I was younger, I used to never go a day without wearing a bow in my hair. That's how the bow came about.
You're the star.
There we go, yeah. But yeah, so that's how bow, I just always wore, and everyone knew me for wearing a bow, and it was so iconic to me and my identity. Everyone would be like, I remember being at festivals and concerts when I was from the age of around 12 till about 21, I had a bow. I'm telling you, every day.
Wow, okay, cool.
And people would be like, I noticed you from your bow. And if you knew me back then, that was it.
What's been the most surprising thing you've learned about yourself through fashion? You've discovered about yourself?
That I'm getting better at it, and that I love it the most when I make my own fits.
That's when you feel most empowered?
Yeah, for sure.
And how long will it take for you to make an outfit?
Oh man, it depends what it is. So
average. For the ARIAs, how long did it take for each?
So my corset, it took a few days. That's not too long. I'm pretty fast. But I guess the jeans, when I made my jeans for the first ARIA was, I didn't make the actual jeans, but I had to stitch every single bead onto the jeans, and doing that, and then every detail on the actual jean itself, that took about 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
I worked on it for ages because there was so many crystals. But yeah, I think, like I said, it just depends what it is, a few days to a week.
What's your take on dressing for success? Do you think that what we wear affects our opportunities?
Definitely not, because you can be Bill Gates and wear a $5 t-shirt and be the biggest billionaire in the world.
Pretty much.
So, or you can be wearing your whole mortgage on yourself and nowhere to live. So either way, I don't think so. Like I said, going back to retail, sometimes my customers who spent the most money were the people with the most basic looks, and you'd be like, damn, you got money like that.
True that. I think that if you put effort into your style, then you're putting effort into other parts of your life.
Yeah.
That's how I would see it. But you're right anyway. Like, it doesn't matter what you wear.
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah. You can still be the biggest hustler in the room wearing nothing. Yeah.
Literally, like the strippers.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. So I think it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that most people should put effort into their style, because not everyone's going to be like Bill Gates.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a genius. I can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
You know, can code and everything like that. I think that like most people, they can get value from dressing well and dressing for success.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people, yeah. If someone wants to cultivate a bold, fearless style like yours, where should they start?
They should start the way I started. So Barbie, emo, Barbie again, and then blend it all together.
Basically, just try to find an aesthetic that works for you and find what resonates with you, whatever it may be. So some people love hip hop, so they're very drawn towards hip hop.
Yeah.
They get inspired by that. And there's a lot of sub-genres in hip hop, so different things can resonate with different people.
Yeah.
For example, the opium aesthetic from Playboy Cardi, Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson is like huge right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like people are too stuck in that world, and they start to conform to exactly what they're wearing, and they don't put the personal style into it. So I think that's where it becomes troublesome. Otherwise, I think finding inspiration from music is a great idea, because I do it all the time. I get inspired by Kanye, I get inspired by Pharrell, I get inspired by A$AP Rocky, Lil Uzi Vert, etc., etc. But I put my own twist on things. So I rarely ever wear designer clothes, unless it's like accessories and things like that, because I feel like you don't have to dress expensive to dress nice.
For sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think some people are just too focused on dressing.
Designers and labels and
big brands.
all that.
Yeah, I think people get trapped too much into that material world,
Yeah.
And they kind of lose their identity on the way.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think that what you said is correct. Like finding your aesthetic is how you find your style, and that's
Yeah, for
where
sure.
you can like kind of delve into what makes you you. So we'll go into the wardrobe question now.
Okay.
The stuff that you brought.
I got 3 pieces. I've got my ARIA outfit. I'll start with this one. So let me pull it out. This is the skirt that I wore on my Bombs Away music video.
Nice.
I made this myself, so I bought an actual skirt. So this skirt, I made it for my Bombs Away music video, and I bought all these fabrics, and I bought all of these crystals, and I pretty much made an iconic 2010s Scene outfit.
I love
So Scene is emo, but colorful emo, and there's ribbon on there, and then I added beads to there's so much detail in this.
It's so cool, yeah.
But basically, even the stitching, I put baby pink stitching. I just stuck some rhinestones on there. I put all different pink and denim fabrics. And then I added Hello Kitty, of course, to the front. And I matched this with one leg of baby pink stripy sock. And I wore fishnets. And I had these Bratstall boots that come up to here, but I added baby pink fur to it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so creative.
Yeah, thank
Even
you.
like the little
Hello Kitties.
the little Hello Kitties. So cute.
I know.
It's like so much detail. It's coming down, got the bow
Yeah.
material, you got different materials here as well.
I know, they're just all different random ass materials, and I just picked all these flowers, and I liked all the flowers. And then I sprayed glitter on the skirt, but the glitter's gone now.
All the sparkling details.
Yeah.
That's definitely a cool piece.
And then Barbie, I got this from my Barbie jacket
Nice.
from Forever 21. I just added it there.
That's
So this is one of my favorite belts. I picked this belt up in a flea market. I don't remember if it was in New York, where I did get it from New York. I got it from New York, and it's circa 1993. Super 90s with the leather and the
all
thing.
the details.
Yeah.
That's cool. It even has a bee here.
Oh, it does. I didn't even notice that.
Bee for Barbie.
Fuck, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Definitely got character.
Yeah, this is cute. Finally, I got my Aria Award outfit. I'll show you the top. So this corset is actually YSL. This is YSL, Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
And it's tailored in Australia for YSL, so this is real YSL. I bought this at a Salvo's or a Vinnie's, and I remember seeing YSL and I freaked out.
That's
And
fine.
it never fit me, but I always used to lace through black ribbon when I wore it. So basically I had this that I always had, and I just got a whole bunch of piercings and safety pins, and I pretty much made it my own. So I just stitched some of these piercings in. So these are actual earrings and piercings, and I thought, let me just punkify this. And then in the back I put pink thread or ribbon, whatever. I did have beads on it, but this one, they actually fell off
Fell off, yeah.
on the day, Hollywood tape, because it needed to fit. Definitely it wasn't my size, so I had to make it fit.
Nice.
But yeah, I love
creativity is out of
this.
the world.
Yeah, I just thought this was so cool. And then I broke up a necklace. I broke a necklace
Oh, so
apart.
that's not part of it.
No, I put everything here.
That's cool. I don't know why, that kind of looks part of it. Though.
Yeah, I just made it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
It was just a black. The original was literally just a
the
black,
top, yeah.
black lace. Anyway, I made that, and then I made this skirt, but I should have steamed it before I came, sorry. But I made this skirt because obviously bow, pink, and I just got this pink satin fabric, and I just stitched little bows on it. So obviously I had to make it fit me, because I even put safety pins, so this is so DIY, this skirt. Look, these are safety pins where it needed to fit my waist.
I love it. I mean, it just shows your creativity, right?
But yeah, that's it. My mom she used to sew all of her own outfits when she was in Lebanon, and
You learned from her?
Look, I feel like she did teach me for sure, but I need to make sure she teaches me more because there's so much more I need to learn. And sometimes I get lazy, so I will actually rather hand stitch. So that one I use the sewing machine, of course, but to be honest, this one obviously was originally a denim skirt that I bought, but in terms of these, I was I wanted to hand stitch it. And I hand stitched all of this. Like, I didn't use a sewing machine for this just because it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely have an eye for this.
Yeah, it's hard to stitch it. Like, I just couldn't, you know what I mean? You can see, like, I just did it on my hand.
Yeah.
But you can't tell.
You can't tell from far away.
You can't tell from far unless you're looking really close. But yeah, that's my outfits.
I love them. Each one is like awesome in its own right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the belt as well is cool. I think that B was definitely not.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that.
The B was definitely not coincidental.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, each piece is like its own thing, right?
Yeah.
If you could keep only 3 items from your wardrobe,
Oh my gosh.
what would it be?
I don't know. Would I pick even them? I have a t-shirt and I was gonna bring it. It's a Made t-shirt. It's actually the one I did wear in my music video. It's a Good Charlotte t-shirt. I would definitely not throw that away because it's made as in like the brand Made, which you can't buy anymore. And I don't know. What else would I keep? I don't know. I like all my clothes. That's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It's a hard question.
I can't pick.
Oh, fair enough. And what's your go-to accessory that instantly makes you feel like you?
This necklace right here, this pink one. I wear it as much as I can, but that pink stone just,
I love it.
I love this necklace, yeah.
And it goes, you wear a lot of pink. So
Yeah, just and gold. I love the gold.
The last question of today, to wrap things up, are there any exciting goals or future plans you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I'm dropping new music, finally.
Love it.
So my song I released, Bombs Away, that was released a year ago, and that was my...
That was your debut.
Yeah, that was my cover of a Nicki Minaj track that I punkified. I turned into a punk rock song. So that's my gift to Nicki and Good Charlotte. So I have a lot of new music coming out, and I'm shooting videos for them really, really soon.
Perfect.
And I'm going to be making a lot of my outfits for that, so stay tuned.
You should record behind the scenes.
I should actually.
And then make a reel and add that to, because people love to see that kind of thing.
Oh my God, you're right. I need to actually
people love
record
to
it.
see, like, you're
True.
actually making the outfit. Like, you're putting
Yeah.
so much effort and creativity into
Yeah,
it.
true.
And it's part of the creative process of the music.
I should have done it for this, but next ones.
Yeah, for sure, because I can see you have a really creative eye, not just for music, but for fashion as well, of
Yeah.
course, as you can see our outfit today, regarding like gin and juice, for example.
Oh man, I'm always busy with gin and juice. That is something that's just always gonna be there. Just always constantly at shows, constantly shooting content. You never know who I'm gonna shoot next, so.
Could we see Drake?
Oh my gosh, me too, trust me.
Could we?
Trust me, I wish. I don't know, we'll see. Because even if I get to Drake, like, my first thing is, take me to Nicki Minaj, take me to Young Money, take me to Lil Wayne. I love Drake, don't get me wrong, but Nicki, that's, Young Money.
Young Money. All right, perfect. And also you're DJing, like you just DJed a couple of days for Be Young,
Yeah.
huge UK artist. I think from that you're going to get a lot more opportunities for artists.
Yeah.
Opening for artists as well.
Hope so, but yeah, I opened for Miss Nina when she was here. She's this Argentinian artist, and she's huge in the reggaeton scene. That was the first time I DJ'd for an artist, and that was unreal. But yeah, so hopefully.
I think so. That's everything I think today. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I really love your outfits, your style, what you stand for. We have a lot of similarities, like getting bullied for who we are.
Yeah.
We dress for ourselves, basically.
Yeah.
But we get flack from that, but I think people just, in Australia, they're a bit too judgmental.
Yeah,
It's
for
very,
sure.
very conformist-y, so people are always trying to fit in. Anyone who stands out, they try to bring them down. And yeah, so we relate in that way. So I loved having you on the show today, hearing
Thank
your
you.
perspective. Yeah,
Thank
it was
you
cool.
so much.
It was really
so
cool.
good to see you
I hope
again.
you guys enjoyed Sabah's perspective. If you liked the video, please like the video, comment, and subscribe. A lot more on the way. That's episode 13 of Dress Better, Live Better.
Bye. Peace.